chance to chase your dream, make your mark on the world. And sometimes life can be tough. You'll give up, you'll hit the ground. You only live once this life. You only die once. You live every day. Choose how you live, what you say. Don't waste it, don't let it slip away. You only live once this life. You only die once. You live every day. Yeah. Place of work. It's like organized crime in a book. They like to dangle carrots in your eyes. No shortage of money is their disguise. They're like little Hitlers on the go. They lost the best in worker they'll ever know. Here's a little secret, can you let them know? Life's about living with the seed you sow. That place would run fine without them around. Who they try to kid? We're not clowns. They're like little Hitlers on the go. They lost the best in worker they'll ever know. First they like me, admire, take me in praise. They ridicule and laugh in their own way. And now you wanna fight in sin. Maybe I got news for you. I will. Different kind of lonely. It can steal your heart and soul. The kind that feels darker than the known. Looking for someone to hold you tight. Looking for love at night. Can't help but feel lonely. Different kind of lonely tonight. Sleeping in separate beds, married with a couple of kids. They say you'll know true love when it comes around. It was real destiny to meet. The kind of love that moves your heart and spins you round and wipes you off your feet. That's how this love began. And making love like there was no end. And love like that only comes but once in a while. There's a risky price to pay when you let your guard down. Rip your heart out of your chest with a dagger or a stone. Bring you to your knees, praying God please help me. Feels like you're dying of a broken heart. That's when you'll know that love is real.
Hey, everybody. Look at here. We're live at CDX Nashville We got some special people in the house. Some special friends are here from the great North, the great Canada. Shelly Lynch is in the house with Fireball Friday. Her sister Kathy is here. Our good buddy Tim McFadden is here. Welcome them in. Give them a good CDX welcome to Fireball Friday.
Woo! Thanks, Joe. Welcome, everybody. And
We need to start it off right, Shelly.
we definitely do. Do
have
we
a
have
few
anybody out
people-
there?
Oh, yeah. Hi, Doug. Hi, Linda. Marilyn, how are you? Pat and Carrie. Oh, there's a lot. Hey, Jenny. And we have a couple of our sisters watching, Shar and Kim.
Awesome.
But the rules of the night you have to explain first.
Yes.
Because we need a word.
There are 2 rules to the night. So Tim, he's been a friend for years. We asked him to come join the show, and he showed up here. And I said, "Where's your guitar?" He goes, "What? You didn't ask me to bring my guitar." I went, "What? Are you kidding me? You're a guitar player." So Joe.
I was coming just to hang and have a drink.
Yes. Surprise, surprise. So Joe so kindly gave him a guitar, and we're going to make him play anyways.
Thanks, John Brennan, for letting us borrow your Gibson.
Thanks, John.
Hi, Mom.
Nice guitar.
And so there's 2 rules to the night. Number 1 rule, you have to have fun. Okay? Got that?
Done.
Number 2 rule is we need a word of the night. And Joe Kelly, I think it was your job to figure out the word, not putting you on the spot or anything. So what's the word going to be?
That was a bold-faced lie.
I think that was a bunch of bullshit.
I think that was made
was
up. That was
bullshit.
made up on the spot right there to put old JFK on the spot over here. Let's see, what's it going to be? Let's say country.
Country? All right.
Country's the word.
Country is the word. So
Hi, Mike.
here's how we play the game.
Okay.
Anytime you sing the lyric country, somebody says country, or somebody mentions it to Kathy country, we have to drink.
So we're already 3 behind then. You just said it 3 times.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
But don't forget, we make up our own rules, so we're only going to drink once now. All right, cheers. Thank you so
Cheers.
much for joining us, and thank you, Joe, for having us here.
Welcome to the
CDX.
worldwide headquarters of country music.
Oh, here we go. Drink. He just said
Oh,
country, and I just
stop
said-
that.
Joe frickin'
Cheers.
Kelly. I already finished that one. There we go.
Holy. All right.
I'm trying
Are
to
we
make
ready
room
to
up
wing
here.
it?
We are winging. Yes.
We are winging it. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I heard some people talking just the other day. They said they were gonna put me on a shelf. Let me tell you, got some news for you, and you soon find out it's true.
Hi, Gary.
And you have to eat your lunch all by yourself. 'Cause I'm already gone, and I'm feeling strong. I will sing this victory song. Woo-hoo-hoo. Ooh.
Hi, Gino.
Well, the letter that you wrote me made me stop and wonder why. But I guess I felt like I had to set things right. Just remember this, my boy, when you look out in the sky, you can see the stars and still not see the light. 'Cause I'm already gone, and I'm feeling strong. I will sing this victory song. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Well, I know it wasn't you who held me down.
Heaven knows it wasn't you who set me free. So oftentimes it happens that we live our lives in chains, and we never even know we had the key. 'Cause I'm already gone, and I'm feeling strong. I will sing this victory song. Ooh, 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 ooh. Woo! I'm loving it. One of you's got to flip the page so Tim can see.
Oh, yes.
That was
Rick,
Kathy's
would be-
job.
Hi, Rick. How are you? I'm
I won't
just.
be able to see it anyway. It's all right.
You won't be able to see it.
I mean,
I
I
thought
can
that
see
was
that one. Yeah,
I thought
it's
it was
okay.
pretty good
He's-
though, hey?
He's following you.
And this
Hi,
yeah, this
Cecilia,
one
how
is
are
D,
you?
but
Okay, one
you
little
can do
thing,
whatever
Shelley.
you want.
We said we're doing contests on the road, so we picked up another little souvenir on our road trip. So tonight we're gonna play sociable again. So you guys have your chats with each other or with me, but the person with the most comments will win the prize. And I see you guys are
Kathy gives
already
stuff
on
away
it.
all the time. She's seriously the best sidekick ever.
ever.
Okay, wait. We didn't tell you what happened to us, so
yeah.
we're on the big radio tour, right?
Yeah.
We're coming from Pikeville, Kentucky,
Yes.
and she's the best navigator. I usually do the drive-in, but for some reason, we had to pause, and she was driving for a bit.
You
We're driving along. I think I was on my laptop doing
Yes.
something. Anyway, so we're driving along, and all of a sudden I hear this thud, and literally the whole truck going this way, and all I saw was this big buck and his head by the mirror of my truck.
I'm going 65, and I see the deer, and I swerve around it, and its head hit the mirror, folded the mirror in, it rolled around, skidded down the side of the truck, rolled across the highway, got up and ran away. And I was terrified that I just smashed Shelly's truck. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm checking the gauges, everything's okay. I popped the mirror back out, and we didn't check until we stopped. And
Yeah, we had to wait a bit because we're on the, we're on the interstate.
Yep.
and-
all the deer did
Yeah.
was clean the dust off. So
How
lucked
cool
out
is
on
that?
that.
We got lucky. All right, are we ready for this one?
Sure.
All right.
I actually know this song
I know,
because
that's
I've
why I
worked
picked
with
it.
these ladies. Thank you.
I
What
know.
was that?
I have-
Tell us that
I
again.
have never played it though.
Okay, tell us what you just said again.
I worked with the Judds from
How cool is that, you
from the
guys?
from the very beginning. I was at RCA Records then, and I went on the road with them on their promo tour, and I actually played a little guitar with them, and worked with Y. Y was 19, I think then. I wasn't much older. I was 26 something.
Hey,
So, yeah, they're
that is so
she
cool.
was- love you, Naomi.
Yeah.
Miss you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we picked this because Tim, we've known
Oh,
you for
okay.
how many years now?
I don't know.
I don't know.
A
It's been a
bunch.
few.
Uh,
So,
at
but
least
can I
a dozen.
can I tell him the story when we met him though?
Oh.
No, just wait.
The G-rated version.
We
There is one?
yeah, there is one. So we get to Nashville for the first time, and we're in the Bridge Bar, and we're at
Yep,
CRS.
yep.
And first of all, you had to rescue us because some guys were trying to pick us up or whatever. And
Yep.
you look like a nice guy, so we said, "Could you just stand here for a bit?" Do you remember that?
I
And
vaguely, yeah.
he totally protected us. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
And then he's like, "Well, you're in Nashville. What do you want to see?" And what's the first thing that I said to him?
I said, all Shelley wants to see is Music Row.
I said,
And
"Let's
Tim was
go."
exactly.
That was the best tour.
That was the
with a
best
six-pack
tour
of beer
ever.
And
Well, I lived in Nashville since 1984, and I've had 5 or 6 different offices on Music Row. So, and I know it's not like it used to be, but 10 years ago it was still pretty cool.
some of the pictures showed up from that night, and it was who could get the better picture of the guitar pool. Do you guys
Oh.
remember that
Oh,
little
yeah.
competition you two had?
Yeah. At the Spence Manor. Yeah.
That was awesome.
And I
But
remember
thank you
showing
for that.
where Garth recorded and
Yeah.
RCA where my offices were and Waylon's offices and
Nobody
That was
peed
the best.
outside.
Yeah.
That was the best
Nobody
tour ever.
peed outside.
No.
we won't talk about that.
All right, here we go. Grandpa. You want to start or you want me to
Go ahead.
start? Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Sometimes it feels like this world's gone crazy. And Grandpa, take me back to yesterday, where the lines between right and wrong didn't seem so hazy. And offers really fall enough to stay, stand beside each other, come what may. Promise really something people care, not just something they would say, then forget. Families really bow their heads to pray. Daddies really never go away. Whoa, whoa, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. And Grandpa, everything is changing fast. We call it progress, but I just don't know. And Grandpa, let's wander back into the past, then paint me a picture of long ago. And offers really fall enough to stay, stand beside each other, come what may. Promise really something people care, not just something they would say, then forget. Families really bow their heads to pray. Daddies really never go away. Whoa, whoa, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Whoa, whoa, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days.
Hi, Marcia. Hi, Elner.
Love it.
How was that, Tim?
Great.
You all right?
Beautiful song.
It
Yeah,
is
brings
such
back
a
lot of
beautiful
memories.
song. Ah.
A lot of memories.
It's a huge memory one for us as well. Not the same as yours, but yeah.
Cable 5. So I got to give Tim a little bit of,
Cable 5, just one of yours.
this is one of mine.
Okay, all right.
So
You can handle it.
You know what I love? I love country music.
D. What? You guys. Okay, wait. I'm just going to have a drink of this one.
Wimp.
That was teamwork. Did you see that?
Did anyone see this? I didn't finish it. It's a long ways down. So how's everyone doing tonight? I hope you are having your
So
drinks.
you can just play, it's D, C,
Hi,
and G
Jody.
is all it is.
DCG, okay.
But I'm not sounding. But it goes.
Hi, Kevin. How are you?
Yeah. That's close enough.
Okay.
Hi, Michael.
And then-
How are you tonight?
Yeah. After the second verse, when you're into the two courses, it stops, but I'll let you know when it does.
I'll be watching.
Oh my goodness. Hi, Jeff Meek. He said no cheating. Just a minute. So I'm glad that you stayed up for this.
Hi, Jeff.
Jeff's watching. Jeff, one time, he had to use a slider to get in and out of his vehicle, and he used Shelly's pillowcase.
The
with her
dreams and
picture on the
gasoline.
front. So he slid his ass across her face. And we tried to phone him one night on Fireball Friday, but he's watching now. So, Jeff, I'm sorry. I'll finish it.
And this song is for you. Dreams and Gasoline. Here we go. Every morning the sun wakes up. She looks down at her coffee cup. What was wearing the hell? All the good things are gone. It's not the love that she would have picked. Sometimes it was good in it. Took leaving him to keep moving on. Like throwing a match on gasoline. Like the perfect storm on an open sea. Rolling wild and running free. On dreams and gasoline. All she wanted was love and trust. Someone to hold when life got tough. Now she's found a new way of living free. She's finding ways to ignite her dreams and pushing through those memories. Sometimes a burning bridge is all you need. Like throwing a match on gasoline. Like a perfect storm on an open sea.
I don't have a guitar.
Rolling wild and running free. On dreams and gasoline. You could play a little bit of lead in here, but it ends right away. This is where it stops.
Hi, Brandy.
Like throwing a match on gasoline. Like a perfect storm on an open sea. Rolling wild and running free. Yeah, like throwing a match on gasoline. Like a perfect storm on an open sea. Rolling wild and running free. On dreams, on dreams, on dreams and gasoline.
Joe, give me.
That wasn't too bad, was it?
Hanging there on
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it hanging there.
I was just playing a little guitar over here.
leaving it on
Did
the
you
floor,
notice Joe
Yeah.
gave me a guitar?
Huh? Yep.
Now what are you
Okay,
gonna
if
do with
there's
it?
only
I had to
two
resolve
people, if there's only two people in this room know how much I can play the guitar, it's these two, and it's 0.
You gotta turn the page because we don't know what
Oh,
we're saying.
sorry.
Are we
You
still on?
got a couple
I
jobs
have
here.
So many jobs. I usually have 20, and I have 20.
Oh, I think it's Country Girls Are Crazy, and you know the word I just said, right? So I'm gonna make a rule right now
Can
that
you change the rules that we don't have to have one every
we don't,
time we
we
say the
don't,
word?
just one
But
per,
You already
know.
said the word.
I know. So this
Hey,
one,
Joe,
Tim,
we're gonna
is in
need more Dawn.
E.
Don Julio?
No, I'm good. Thank you. This is plenty.
Have you heard Country Girls Are
Oh,
Crazy?
yes. I
Oh,
know
yeah,
this.
all right.
Yes, yes.
So
What key are you on?
E. And And they know the only time it goes, I think, is B7. What is this?
Tea?
Is like in.
B7.
We're
yeah,
just going
right
to be doing a little
after
figuring
the
along the
chorus.
way. So you
I
guys
told you
know
I make
where-
up my
Hi,
own stuff.
Charlie, how are you?
But it's E, D, and A, the whole song until country girls are crazy.
Do that again.
Yeah.
Put that finger.
I'm gonna
So we're
I'm gonna
still-
get a
we're
lesson
still-
here.
They're going to
No,
play
that's
their
B7.
thing, and we're going to play a game. So remember, whoever has the most comments tonight
In the beginning, it's like,
wins our little road trip prize pack.
oh yeah, there we go.
All right.
All right, are we ready? Are you ready, Joe? You haven't been drinking with us. What the heck? Did you
Joe
miss it?
friggin' Kelly.
I'm
drink
ready to
your
start.
Fireball.
I'm ready to start now, so don't worry.
All right. Okay.
Oh, he's not even in a shot glass. He's just drinking it straight up.
All right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Her door's made of solid oak. She's the kindest of everyday folk. A beauty, calm. Don't let that fool you.
Hi, Sandra.
And IQ 1 on a 32. She'll get the best of you. She's a country girl, and she's crazy. She said, you're gonna bust down my door. You best be ready to settle the score. Yeah, that was me. I got a loaded gun underneath my bed. Bring you back to life again, don't you know? Country
Shelley
girls
Lynch
are
is
crazy. She's up before the crack of dawn, works until the sun is gone. She's also
Come on, show us some love.
classy lady. You do no harm, she'll treat you well. Cross her path, she'll give you hell. She'll be a country girl, gone crazy. She said, you're gonna bust down my door. You best be ready to settle the score. I got a loaded gun underneath my bed. Bring you back to life again, don't you know?
Hi, Brad.
Country girls are crazy. Now you can do a. And one more time. And then the chorus twice. She said, you're gonna bust down my door. You best be ready to settle the score. I got a loaded gun underneath my bed. Bring you back to life again, don't you know? Country girls are crazy. If you're gonna bust down my door, you best be ready to settle the score. I got a loaded gun underneath my bed. Bring you back to life again, don't you know? Country girls are crazy. I'm a country girl,
Hi, Agnes.
a little crazy. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. You know where that came from, right?
What?
The thank you very much.
Besides Elvis.
Besides Elvis.
Besides Elvis? No.
Well, I was recording it, and it was like a one-taker, believe it or not.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah. And at the end of it, I couldn't believe it, so I went, thank you very much. And then we decided to leave it.
Leave it in. Yeah.
And when we were kids, though, that's where it came from because
We used to say on the mics all the time. Our older sisters.
They were in a
Thank you very
band.
much.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we'd go up there and be like, hey, thank you very
Yeah.
much.
With the country music.
Did you really do that?
Well, I can have Fireball this time.
Jeff's mad at me because, well, Jeff, I caught up but I didn't do it this time. Sorry, cheers. You got ahead of me, you
Whew,
motherfuckers.
that's hot stuff. Oh yeah, and there's another rule. You're not allowed to be quiet. So if somebody stops talking, you have to say
You have to
something.
fill the void.
You have to, yeah.
You
Okay.
and you're allowed
no
to
dead
swear.
air.
That's rarely been
Even-
a problem for me.
Even though Mackenzie, our great niece, she said, "Auntie, stop swearing."
Yeah.
I'm fucking sorry. I'm sorry. I will not swear again.
So just curious, do you know Martina?
I've met her.
Yeah.
I know her husband John a little better.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Are we doing a Martina song?
Yeah.
Okay,
We
what
are.
is it?
Independence Day.
Oh, okay. All right. Key.
You okay? G.
G. All right.
Yeah, I don't capo it because it's
Yeah.
a little too
that's
high
fine.
for me. And hopefully I played the right chords.
Well, you
This
better,
is-
because I can't see anything, so I'm doing it from memory.
All right.
Just go like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally. It's pretty basic. The only thing is
It's
there's
okay,
two
Tim.
verses before the chorus, and everybody
Right,
forgets that, right?
Okay,
Tim,
all right.
All
I
right.
could never see the book ever
Me too.
anyway. So
It's a little flat.
Where are
they're
you?
just gonna fix shit,
There we go.
and we're just gonna hang out. So how is everyone doing? Come on, give some love if you're watching.
You just heard that right away.
Hi,
hey?
Gabby and Remy.
I've done this before.
Remy, oh, Remy, you're my pal. I'm glad you're watching. We're having so much fun here, and we miss you guys. I can't wait to get back.
Can you see the comments on there?
What?
No, you'd have to. She's not sharing with us.
I said hi, Elner, but I'm saying hi again. Oh, hi, Colt. You're watching.
Hi,
It's
Colt.
Fireball Friday.
So this is to our American friends and family, I would say. Are you ready?
Go.
Well, she seemed alright by dawn's early light. She looked a little worried and weak. She
Hi,
tried to
Sherry.
pretend he wasn't drinking again. Daddy left the proof on her cheek.
Can't wait for the coffee, Charlie.
I was only 8 years old that summer, and I always seemed to be in the way. So I took myself down to the fair in town on Independence Day.
Hi, Laura.
Well, word gets around in a small, small town. They said he was a dangerous man. But Mama was proud and she stood her ground. She knew she's on the losing end. And some folks whispered, and some folks talked, but everybody looked the other way. When Tom ran out, there was no one about on Independence Day. Let freedom ring, let the white dove sing, let the whole world know that today is a day of a reckoning. Let the weak be strong, let the right be wrong. Roll the stone away, let the guilty pay. It's Independence Day. Well, she lit up the sky that 4th of July. By the time the firemen come, they just put out the flames and took down some names, sent me to the county home. Now I ain't saying it's right or it's wrong, maybe it's the only way. And talk about your revolution, it's Independence Day.
Hi, Shishi.
Let freedom ring, let the white dove sing, Let the whole world know that today is a day of a reckoning. Let the weak be strong. Let the right be wrong. Roll the stone away. Let the guilty pay. It's Independence Day. Roll the stone away. It's Independence Day.
Woo. You know, we're doing good. We're halfway in, and it's like so country.
And for those of you that just joined, we are very thankful, Tim, that you came and, hung out with us.
I'm sorry, I didn't know I was going to be playing. I would have been a little,
I know,
a little
but
more prepared, maybe.
I know, that's my fault.
What?
And
you know what?
but he's a
you're
guitar player. Are you kidding me?
amazing. Like everyone's like, ah.
And it's so cool because we just wanted to share our experience knowing Tim McFadden. Just gonna say, because you have all these cool
Wait a minute.
stories, right?
Wait a minute. We're going to share our experience knowing Tim McFadden. I'm about to fall off the stage from being drunk.
You're not allowed to do that. Okay, we're
Okay,
Capo
well,
4.
it's country, so whatever.
Capo 4. And you know this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Yeah.
But just so you know, so I hired a guitar player for a gig in Fernie.
Yes, okay.
And the chords changed in that part of the bridge. And you're probably going to play what he played because I kind of play it wrong.
Okay, I'll follow you.
You'll
All right.
follow me? Because I'm not
I
quite
am a professional.
I know.
What
So
is
are you
it,
going to follow me
Shelley?
down the wrong road,
I'll
the
follow you
wrong
down-
chords?
I'll follow
Shelley,
you wherever you
what
go.
is the name of this song?
Take me home, country roads. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Ouch.
I know, hey? It's the capo.
Yep.
Oh, Laura says hi, Tim.
You're going to
Hi,
meet the
Laura.
whole family tonight. So when you come to Canada, did I tell you that I'm building a studio / cottage?
Yeah.
You can just play your heart out in there.
Oh, yeah?
Bring your
Okay.
wife, you know?
Can I tell you a John Denver
Hi,
story?
Marcia.
Yes, you
This
definitely
is
can.
John Denver was, unbeknownst to him, and I don't know, I never did tell him. He was on RCA Records as well. So,
Is that right?
and even though he wasn't really a country artist, we worked some songs like this. So I had this was back in like 1979, and this was way before internet or cell phones or anything. And I was calling radio stations to get them to play records. And I like to travel with my artists. And I had a guy in Portland, Maine that I talked to for 6 months at least, named Hal Knight. And didn't know anything about him other than the fact that he did middays on the radio station, and he was a super nice guy. So I really only traveled with artists, but I never had any artists that came to Portland, Maine. So lo and behold, John Denver was coming to Portland, and he told me that his
How
wife.
cool is that?
He told me that his wife was a super fan, and I was like, awesome. I'll talk to John's people. I'll get us backstage. She can meet John. It'll be great. We'll go to dinner and everything else. And he said to me, don't rent a car. My wife and I will pick you up. And I said, okay, that'd be great. So it was just one of those horrific fly days. And I had like 3 planes canceled. I didn't get there till like 7 o'clock, 6:45 for like an 8 o'clock show. And he was supposed to meet me at the airport, and I called, because this is before cell phones, so you didn't know. And so I called the station, and finally I get there, and they've lost my luggage. I checked the bag for some stupid reason, and I heard my name paged. So I walk over, and there's this guy and gal standing there, and she looked like she had just smoked about a half a pound of weed. She was just sort of she was standing next to this big guy, and they had a WPOR red, I'll never forget, red, jacket. And I thought, and she was just sort of staring at the ground. And I thought, well, there's Hal and his wife. It is what it is. You know, nice people. So I walked over and said, Hal, Tim McFadden, nice to meet you. And he goes, oh, I'm not Hal. I'm Joe, whatever. This is my girlfriend, Susie. Hal asked us to come and get you because he's not going to make it tonight. And I had flown like 7 hours on 3 planes to get there from Indianapolis. It was just a nightmare day, and I was pissed. And I was like, what do you mean he's not going to be there? You know, this whole thing was to, you know, come to this John Denver show and take his wife. And he goes, well, his wife has got a really, really bad cold, and she's stuck in bed. And I said, I just flew 7 hours to get here, and he doesn't show up because his wife has a fucking cold? Seriously? And the guy looks at me and he goes, well, you know, Hal's blind, and he can't drive himself.
And then,
And I said, no, I didn't know that.
Whoops.
I felt about 6 inches tall.
how cool is that?
So they took me, and he says, where's your luggage? And I go, well, there's another story. I don't have any. I've got this little briefcase. And they dropped me off the show. I went back and saw, I remember John, and I think it was his brother at the time, was working with him. They were playing ping pong backstage.
Wow.
It's weird what you remember. And I walked up and I told him some of the stories. I said, you know, Hal, the people I was going to bring back, his wife is sick and she's not going to make it. And he goes, oh, that's all right. And, you know, understand, no problem. And when I said, have a great show. And I went and I watched like 3 songs from the back. And then I went across the street to the hotel and ordered a 6-pack of beer and a roast beef sandwich and watched the Celtics game on TV.
And
So I had breakfast with Hal the next day. But that is the most embarrassing moment of my entire life, was dressing this guy down because Hal didn't make it because his wife had a cold, finding out at that point that he couldn't drive because his wife had to drive him around. So I was like, oh, man.
You know, it's just cool,
I did share
though.
that with Hal, though.
It's
So-
very cool because the amount of people that have been in your life over the years, and we literally pick a John Denver song,
Of all things.
and you
yeah,
have a story
yeah,
about
yeah.
it.
You probably have a story for every song.
Hal and
we
I
sing.
actually, after that, became just great friends. And he even came to Country Radio Seminar one year. And he was afraid to travel because he was, you know,
Yeah.
blind. And he could see a little bit out of the corner of his eyes, but not much at all. And we just struck up a great friendship. And he was a wonderful radio guy and just a sweet man. And so I told him, I said, man, come to Country Radio Seminar and I'll take care of you. So I walked him around, and we just had a terrific time. He was just a wonderful, wonderful friend. And he eventually moved to Florida and is doing different radio and stuff.
Speaking of wonderful friends, it's not surprising that you did that because you have been such an amazing friend to me and Shelley
Oh, well, thank you.
for
Yeah,
years.
and I was just gonna say,
and,
I'm
yeah.
asking for a friend. When somebody asks you if you know Shelley Lynch, or do you have a story that you could tell about Shelley?
That I could tell?
Yeah. Just asking for a friend.
Yeah, that's kind of the tour of Music Row is probably top of the list.
That was big because I was like, oh my God, what is he doing laying on the road?
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, all my memories gathered round her. Miners, ladies, stranger to blue water. Dark and dusty, painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, teardrops in my eyes, country roads, take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country roads. I hear a voice in the morning when she calls me. Radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, country roads, take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country roads, take me home, my country roads.
Okay, I'm sorry, but we need like 53
I just had a-
shots after that.
Yeah.
She did, yeah.
53 shots after that song, dudes.
I know, it's supposed to go.
That's
I
fire.
hear a voice in the morning. I know. Okay, when I get home, I'll practice that, okay? You know what? It's called the cheater chords. It's what I learned all my life.
Well, you're playing a 6 minor in
I know.
the rest of the song.
I know. I know, but you know what? When you get so, like, when you have something ingrained in your brain for years and years and years.
Brandon, you said country like 18,000 times in that song.
Okay,
What?
don't fall off.
I'm getting close.
Cheers.
Cheers.
He already had it. He already had his drink.
Cheers. Cheers.
Damn, that stuff is hot.
Mhm.
It is
I'm gonna have
hot.
Jeff
I
be
can't
telling
do
me
it.
I'm being a wimp again.
I know. Okay, just a sec. Okay, so do you know
I went to
Nick?
a funeral where at the very last thing we did of a dear friend, and I won't name her name, but her favorite drink was Fireball. And
So you had to drink it.
We were in a synagogue here in Nashville, and they had passed out. They had buckets of them on the way in, and everybody grabbed them on the way in. And at the end, she sadly died of cancer. Her sister was doing the final eulogy and stuff like that, and she said, "Everybody take out your Fireball and raise it up." And we all did a shot and said, "Fuck cancer," in the middle of the. Yeah,
In the middle.
Wow.
miss you, Franny.
Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah. So I can't think of Fireball without thinking of Franny.
that's a cool story.
Yeah.
And Kathy and
Hi,
Craig.
Lynn.
So Craig's mom liked Fireball as well.
Yes.
Nanny Follett.
And
Yeah.
Nanny Follett, at 80 years old, had a shot of Fireball every night. Every night.
So this one is
Am I-
this?
So
well,
they're gonna
it
figure
starts
this
off just
shit
one
out
little
again.
strum,
So I'm
and then
just gonna
A
remind you
minor.
guys that we're having a little contest of sociable. As many comments, the person with the most comments gets our little prize pack
Yeah.
from our road trip.
Have you heard this Nickelback tune? If today was your last day. That's all it is, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is
Hi,
like,
Marcia.
and then pretty much, and then
Good.
the chorus goes.
Jeff, I let you down, buddy. I did not finish that one.
And the only
In
thing
my defense,
that,
I've been
on the
drinking
bridge, it's
whiskey
highlighted
as
yellow.
well.
Okay.
It goes C.
Just
G,
ignore
and then
those
D.
two doing their thing
Alright,
with
we'll get it.
C,
We'll get it.
D,
But
whatever.
The only thing that we use is this, whatever it's called, the little sus at the beginning. What is that? Just so you guys know,
Hi,
Tim is
Carrie
actually a
Ann.
guitar teacher, instructor.
And a session guy, yeah.
And
That's okay. We'll get it.
he's getting the redneck version of Shelley's guitar playing, just so you know.
I'll follow you.
All right, here we go. If today was your last day, this is the country version of the famous Nickelback tune
Okay.
by Shelley Lynch. Do you know who that is?
Hi, Marianne.
Just checking.
Yeah, I've heard her.
You heard of her?
Yeah.
You're moving the mic.
Yes, I am. Because I'm
All right.
not singing on this one.
My best friend gave me the best advice. He said each day's a gift and not a given right. Leave no stone unturned, leave your fears behind. And try to take the path less traveled by. The first step you take is the longest stride. If today was your last day, tomorrow was too late, could you say goodbye to yesterday? Would you live each moment like your last? Leave old pictures in the past. Donate every time you have. If today was your last day. Against the grain should be a way of life. It's worth the prize, it's always worth the fight. Every second counts, 'cause there's no second try. So live like you've never lived it twice. Don't take the free ride, your own life. If today was your last day, tomorrow was too late, could you say goodbye to yesterday? Would you live each moment like your last? Leave old pictures in the past. Donate every time you have. Would you call old friends you've never seen? Reminisce old memories. Would you forgive your enemies? Would you find that one you're dreaming of? Swear up and down to God above, you'll finally fall in love. If today was your last day. If today was your last day, would you make your mark?
I will.
By mending a broken heart. You know it's never too late to shoot for the stars, regardless of who you are. So do whatever it takes, 'cause you can't rewind a moment in this life. Let nothing stand in your way, 'cause the hands of time are never on your side. If today was your last day, tomorrow was too late, could you say goodbye to yesterday? Would you live each moment like your last? Leave old pictures in the past. Donate every time you have. Would you call old friends you've
Hi,
never
Chris.
seen? Reminisce old memories. Would you forgive your enemies? Would you find that one you're dreaming of? Swear up and down to God
Hi,
above, you'll finally fall in love. If today was your last day. Woo!
Hey, yay,
All
yay,
good
yay,
with that?
yay, yay.
Oh, yeah. That was fine. Real good.
Not too bad for a rookie,
We got
right?
10 minutes left for you country folk.
Okay, 10 minutes? So that's what,
For you country folk.
3 songs. 2 songs?
3 songs? 2
2 or
songs?
3.
So make it a Memphis.
Neither of you motherfuckers.
This is Shelley.
realize
I heard that
I
country
like
folk.
country.
Joe Kelly,
Joe Kelly, get up
Are you
here and
drinking
have a
Fireball?
shot of F-ball.
I'm pouring my own over here. Thank you very much.
thank you. Thank you very much.
No, you need one of these mini bottles and you're going to down it, you mofo.
Hey, wait a minute. Did I tell you guys that I actually held the original Elvis touring mic the other
Yeah,
night?
that's right. Get your big head
Yeah,
in
put
here,
your head in
Mr.
there and say
Joe
hello.
effing Kelly.
There we go. Cheers.
Here,
The
Tim.
CDX Nashville. You're rocking it. Thank you so much, Joel.
Thank you.
Joe probably doesn't want to admit how old he was when I first met him.
I think I was about 6.
Seriously? That's how long you guys known each other?
Tim McFadden, I was 21.
Yeah, you're just out of just out of college.
Just out of college.
Yeah.
Do you have a story?
Oh, gosh, yes.
Okay, come on.
Joe,
You need to get on the mic.
I accidentally
hear a little
threw my
story about you
bottles
two.
on the floor.
What year was that, Joe?
Okay, so I moved here in late 1989, early 90, and I first got a job. Mr. Fogelsong gave me my first job in the record business, and I worked for Mayborn Axton, and so I got a couple of years there with some really, really neat people, and then I was on the street, and Paul and Charlie at CDX saved me and gave me a job, and so one of the first people I met was Tim McFadden, and Paul Lovelace, who was a great promotion guy, already told me, he said, look, you don't play music, you don't sing, you're not going to be on the artistic side, so you're not going to be an A&R guy, and you were a radio TV major in college, so you're not really a marketing guy, really the only department of a record company that you belong in is a promotion department. And I said, okay, so tell me about that. So Paul told me about that, and he said, there's great promotion guys, and then I met Tim McFadden and learned what a great promotion guy really was, because
I was friends with Charlie and Paul both, and
the founders of this company.
founders of CDX.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and Charlie, may he rest in peace. Amazing guy, Hall of Fame DJ, incredible guy, and they had an empty office space. And so I was running my promotion company, and I was looking for one of my on the row, offices. And so I don't know, they must have run into Paul or Charlie someplace, and they told me about it. And so I ended up writing an office for them.
One of the greatest memories that I have of those days is we were in the old Ernest Tubb Record Shop's headquarters. That was the building, and so it was old house, basically, on Music Row, like they all used to be.
Yep.
And the internet was pretty new. It was pretty brand new. And so promotion guys a lot.
4-year-old.
What?
Sorry. Nothing.
Love jokes. Well, the internet was built for jokes. And so every single day, Tim would come out with the greatest joke. All right, I got one.
Is that
It
true?
was what, 91?
Yeah, something like that.
After I left Giant.
Something
Yeah,
early
yeah.
90s.
It
And
was right next to SunTrust there.
yeah. And so Paul Lovelace is really one of the funniest people you've ever met in your life.
Yeah.
And
And also a promo guy from way back.
that's
so.
true. So he appreciates great humor. And so I just remember being able to sit there and listen to you guys trade it back and forth, which was priceless for
I
me.
knew Paul from Capitol. Yeah.
You know what is that's so cool for me to hear these stories.
I
See,
don't-
but I've
I
always
don't
been a
think-
guitar player first.
Okay, and
So my
Yeah.
my guitar playing has always, I started out as a guitar player. And that's what I started doing. So everything.
But
that
you
I-
didn't bring your
everything-
guitar
I
tonight.
didn't bring the guitar. 'Cause
You
I
know
thought,
what?
Like,
this
I
is
knew
your
that he.
show. was
I,
You know what,
yeah,
though?
but you're a
I'm not gonna
good
play.
guitar player.
you know what though? This is amazing for everyone watching, and
Yeah.
like Shelley was trying to explain, you guys out there are watching, and you're going, what? And these guys are reminiscing, and they're like blown away by all the
And-
connections and the amazing things
yeah.
that you've been involved in. And we've been lucky enough to be connected to you guys.
Yes.
Like, your family, you've been a part of us for so long, and now everyone who's watching is going, whoa,
And even
did you hear
even when
what
we
they
were driving
said?"
here,
Like,
Joe,
yeah,
we were
it's
like,
so cool.
we're heading to CDX. Kind of feels like
It's
we've been
home.
there so many times.
This is
now.
home. Yeah, this is home away from home. Yes.
We totally knew that.
And you are family.
How's
now.
that? That's cool, hey?
I'm just
Absolutely.
gonna give a little warning that we might go into overtime.
We may. That's okay.
We do not play football. I don't know what that is, but if it's hockey,
This one. is
we
in
are
G.
going into overtime, motherfuckers.
Then it just goes to C.
And Tim's just gonna learn the song
This is the intro.
because that's how we're rolling tonight.
This is extra innings.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's just roll with
Joe, why is that? Oh, it's not empty. Throw it on the
it.
floor.
If I don't make it to Memphis, if blue suede shoes don't find these feet, if I don't never see the spotlight, if fame and fortune never meet, if I get lost inside the bottle, fireball, if I'm the bitter side of me, E minor in there. If I don't make it to Memphis, keep me in your memory. Well, I've never been too good at small talk.
Oh yeah, you have.
I've never been too good at much.
You're good at lots of things.
I've never had myself a Graceland.
Yeah, but you've been there.
I've never had that kind of luck. They never have $1 million.
But you spent it.
Oh, but that don't bother me. If I don't make it to Memphis, keep me in your memory. That's odd. If I get lost inside the bottle,
A fireball.
if I'm the bitter side of me, if I don't make it to Memphis, different here. Keep me in your memory. If I don't make it to Memphis, keep me in your memory. Or send me home and set me free.
You, Shelly.
Oops. That's a good thing about being a songwriter, is you can make stuff up,
Throw those 6 minors in.
and it doesn't matter.
It's all right. I caught it. I caught it.
Woo!
I kind of
How's everyone doing? Give it a little
Yeah,
love.
totally.
Give it.
I heard that.
Oh, there's a lot of love, and it wasn't me.
I like it.
Yeah,
adds a
that's
little
right.
something to it. It's easy to do.
Yeah.
They're doing a little guitar lesson again, and we have. We're going into overtime, so I hope that everyone out there has reserved an extra couple minutes or 10 or 12 for Fireball Friday, because we're gonna keep rolling the shit out of this motherfucker. Oh, sorry,
I'll have to
Mackenzie.
practice that.
Auntie Kathy just said
It's just a
motherfucker.
little.
Totally.
You know.
I like it.
And I said hi,
No dead
Charlie.
silence.
One more song?
No, there's no.
One more song?
We
So I think
have
we should
a
do-
little bit of time
Okay,
because Shelley has.
I think we should do the single, right? We got to do we have to do Love is Real.
Sure, here we go.
So this one,
No capo, right?
no capo,
Okay.
but it goes like this, Tim.
I got
So I don't know where this came from. It's like C, but then it's and then to E, or sorry, F,
Is this really a country?
and then G.
Is this really a
Okay.
country song?
But the chorus is, or so you see the pre-chorus is
Joe,
like F.
do you have your
Yeah.
shot of Fireball? Because I'm wondering
the
if
chorus
this
is
is
C,
a country
F, G.
Oh,
song.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Is it a country song?
Oh, yes.
Definitely. And this, by the way, what is it sitting at? 110?
110.
110 on Music Row.
It's a country song. Sorry, Tim. But it's a country song.
Last song of the night. Hey, we're missing Allie. Where is Allie?
Joe.
Allie is downtown on Lower Broadway right now with
Joe.
Ansley.
Joe Mofo.
Hey, mofo. I got one right here.
Yep. And it's quite slow.
Okay.
Holy shit. That fireball is hot.
Hot.
Okay. They say you'll know true love when it comes around. It was real destiny to me. The kind of love that moves your heart and spins you round. It wipes you off your feet. It's how this love began. Making love like there was no will. A love like that only comes but once in a while. There's a risky price to pay when you let your guard down. Rip your heart out of your chest with a dagger or a stone. Bring you to your knees, praying, God, please help me. 'Cause I could die in a broken heart. That's when you'll know that love is real. Stevie says it doesn't matter how long it was or what the age. True love always prevails. Even if it comes to one end and it's gone away, that feeling will never change. This how this love began. Making love like there was no will. Love like that only comes but once in a while. There's a risky price to pay when you let your guard down. Rip your heart out of your chest with a dagger or a stone. Bring you to your knees, praying, God, please help me. 'cause I could die of a broken heart. That's when you'll know. There's a risky price to pay when you let your guard down. Rip your heart out of your chest with a dagger or a stone. Bring you to your knees, praying God, please help me, 'cause I could die of a broken heart. That's when you'll know that love is real. Love is real.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I
eh?
love it.
So I just want to know one thing between the two of you. We'll start with Tim. Oh yeah, and we put "O Canada" lyrics there so you could sing it with us. Because we do it at the end of every Fireball Friday, but we're not done yet.
Because we're motherfucking Canadians.
Yeah.
You know how many hockey games I have been to in my life?
1,000.
I don't need the lyrics to "Oh Canada."
Okay, so
All right.
before we end, I just want to know, like, one of the coolest stories that you could share with our listeners. And we'll start with Tim, and then we're going to go to Joe. So you guys got to think about this. So what's the coolest story in country music that you could tell our listeners and share?
You mean the coolest thing that I've been around,
To you.
or
Yeah.
just
That you
To
experienced.
you.
to me?
Yeah.
That was most
It wouldn't-
personal to
It wouldn't be
you.
business. It would be personal.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, the greatest thrill, really, for any musician or promotion or record label guy is to take a brand new artist that nobody had ever heard of before and watch them blossom and bloom and become huge. And I was lucky enough in the early days in particular, but to see so many of those artists, come from nowhere, like the Judds, like Vince
How
Gill,
cool is
like
that?
Alabama. I remember, trotting them around in my car, and
That's so cool.
having them stay at my house. And,
Yeah.
And the great thing is that most of these, every one of these people is still good friends with me. I still talk to Randy and Teddy.
How cool
We
is
miss
that?
Jeff, obviously. I still talk to Y. When Naomi passed, they had a private sort of ceremony that the public didn't really know about, and then we had a thing at she and Larry's house, at Naomi's house, and that was hard. And their producer Brent Mayer and his wife Janelle are both dear friends. So it's really the personal, And then when I started my own company and I was working with all different artists, I was one of Tim's managers, obviously, and to see him, I worked his records before I was one of his managers, and to
Crazy.
see him work so hard, you
Yeah.
know, and make it happen. He was designing his own stages, he's so into it.
Just a monster.
Yeah. But, it's really the personal, it's one reason I stayed in, I'm a rock guy. That's what I'm from Boston.
fuck, Tim?
I was always,
You're also a Clevelander.
I was born in Canton, Ohio, where the Football Hall of Fame is. And,
So
and then
you were
moved to Boston.
2% Canadian.
Yeah. And then moved to Boston when I was 9, in 1963. So that's where I grew up. And then came back to Ohio, and finished school and was in radio there. And that's the radio station I was in was then pop and is now country, of all things.
That's cool.
Yeah, WGAR.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but everything I've done in this business, the reason I stayed in country was because of the relationships I had with everybody. Just, good people.
And that's what I find.
Not very many
Yeah.
dicks out there.
That's
really.
so true.
Truly, there's a handful. Working in rock and pop like I did, there's a lot of people that I had no desire whatsoever to have a beer with.
You'd never have them to your home for a dinner
No,
party.
no, and never. And I wouldn't, 40 years later, I saw Vince at a memorial, Vince Gill at a memorial the other night, and we caught up, and, I wouldn't, some of the rock acts and stuff that I worked with, they wouldn't know who I was,
Right.
you know.
That's so
it's,
cool
it's
to
personal.
hear.
That's what
Yeah.
I love about this business. And this is a small town.
It really is.
It really is.
People
Yeah.
come in here and they think, oh, I'm going to get a job in the record business. There's a million of them. No, not so much.
It's really not.
Some of the biggest record labels in this town have 30 or 40 employees.
Are this big?
Yeah, they're just everybody's doing 9 jobs, and
Yeah.
But
What about you, Joe?
I've had, like Tim, I've had a million great experiences, but there's a few that stick out, and I'll tell one from our era when we first got to know one another. When you're from a small town in Ohio, like I am, 50 miles east of downtown Cleveland, and you move to Nashville and you start working in the business and you're working with people that are known in the radio or in the world out there as country music artists, people in your hometown think you've made it, and I hadn't made anything yet, but they thought I had, and so, maybe they thought I was Clive Davis, maybe, and so I got a call from the lady who was the salesperson at the local radio station, and she said, "Are you coming home for Thanksgiving?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "I'd like to talk to you when you get home." So she came over to my parents' house where we went for Thanksgiving, and she said, "Listen, we're going to do an event in January for Hoedown for Heart for the American Heart Association, and I bought a guitar. And would you take it back to Nashville with you over the next couple of weeks, get it signed? When you come back here for Christmas, in 4 weeks, have some autographs on it, and in January we'll auction that guitar off for Hoedown for Heart for the American Heart Association." And I said, "Sure, Judy." And hey, Judy Burngame, she's still out there. And so I said, "Yeah." So I did. And when I got back to Nashville after Thanksgiving, the week after Thanksgiving, I got back to our offices there at DPI Records, 1102 17th Avenue, and Chet Atkins' office was right down the street. And so I called down there, and he had a lady that worked for him, and I called her, and
Elaine,
yeah.
she runs a Tennessee golf thing now.
Oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
she's in there. Yeah, I just saw her 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so cool.
She's still a friend.
And I said, "Is
Sorry.
Chet in?" And she said, "Yeah, he's here." And I said, "Well, listen, is there any way I could come down there and bring a guitar and get Chet to sign it?" And she said, "Yeah, come on." So I walked down. It wasn't far. It was maybe half a block. And I walked down there with that guitar, and I walked in, and there was a sofa in this front office there, and she said, "Sit down, he'll be right out." So he came out, and this guitar, you remember them old cardboard black guitar cases, that was just flimsy, and so it was sitting there, and Chet came out, and he shook. At that time, he shook with his left hand,
Yeah.
and so he sat down, and he flipped the latches on that guitar case, and he opened it up, and he picked that guitar up, and he tuned it, and he played on it for a few minutes, and he looked at me, and he said, "That case is worth more than this guitar." I said, "I know, Chet, but they're trying to raise money for the American Heart Association. They're not trying to spend money, they're trying to make money." And he goes, "No, I know." So he set it up on his knee, and he signed it right up by the neck, and he said, he signed Chet Atkins CGP under it, and he looked.
Certified guitar.
That's it. He looked at me, and he goes, "Do you know what that stands for?" And I didn't at the time.
Oh.
And I said, "No, sir." And he said, "Certified guitar picker." And I said, "Oh, okay." And so he looked at me, and I kid you not, he said, "Johnny and June will be here in a few minutes. We're going to lunch. Would you like to hang around a minute, and we'll have them sign it too?"
Wow.
And I said, "Yes, sir. That would be wonderful." And soon enough, in a few minutes, a big black car pulled up, and Johnny Cash and June Carter Cash walked into his office. And he explained and let me explain what it was about, and they both signed. They're both very sweet, very gracious, and so they all. And then the three of them left for lunch, and I put that guitar back in the case and walked back up to the office, and I called Judy Burngame,
I'm done.
and I said, "Well, Judy, I've only managed to get you 3 autographs on this guitar," and she was so sweet, and she said, "Oh, honey, that's okay. That's just so fine. Don't you worry." And I said, well, I've just got you Chet Atkins, Johnny Cash, and June Carter Cash. And Judy Burlingame said, don't let anyone else touch it. And I took it back up there at Christmas time, and they auctioned it off in January at the American Heart Association's Hoedown for Heart. And I think it went for a few $100s.
Yeah.
Somewhere under a bed right now,
Man, I wish I had it. I'd
in
have
a
given few
closet
thousand.
somewhere, is that guitar. And I've often thought we should try and find that guitar because I can certify that those autographs are real.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
standing
Yeah.
there.
How
That
cool
guitar
is
is a
that?
priceless piece of history right now.
Can I tell you one Chet Atkins
Please, please.
Chet was, was head of RCA when I was there. He was still in the building. He wasn't really running the company, but he was still there. And just a wonderful man. He was still on the label, so I did a ton of shows with him. And people don't really know him, didn't understand how funny a guy he really was. He had an amazing sense of humor, very dry, very wry, snarky.
Yeah.
Did great sleight of hand magic and stuff. So anyway, when in late '78 or '79, Steve Wariner, who's my age and a dear friend still, and his birthday's coming up, and he's born on Christmas Day. His middle name's Noel, like Noel. Yeah. That's a true story. Hi, Steve. And so anyway, Chet was like doing a couple of sides on him. He had a singles deal, just getting going. He just played with Dottie West and everything else, and getting his solo thing going. And so to help him out, he played bass for Chet. And the band was like Terry McMillan playing percussion and singing background vocals, Paul Yandel, who's another certified guitar picker.
Yeah. Which there's only
5.
There's
Steve
only
Warner's
5.
one of them. John, can't think of his name. Anyway,
Tommy Emmanuel.
Anyway, so there's a handful of them. But the band was Paul Yandel, Chet, Terry McMillan, and then Steve Wariner playing bass. Well, then Steve would do, like, before they would do their set, Steve would come out and do like 4 or 5 songs solo, acoustic, just to introduce himself to the audience or whatever. Then he'd go back and he'd play bass for Chet. I mean, he's a guitar player, but he played bass. And Steve told me this funny story, but he loves to tell this story. So they're doing some song, and there's a solo going on or something like that. Paul Yandel's playing a solo, and Chet walks back to him in the middle. This is in the middle of the song. And Steve's just standing there going, thump, 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 or whatever like that. And Chet, in the middle of the song while they're playing it, and Chet just chording along, and Paul's playing away, and Terry's doing whatever. And he walks up to Steve, Chet does, and goes, "Hey, Steve," and he goes, "Anybody ever tell you what an incredible bass player you are?" And Steve goes like, No, Chet, they haven't." And he goes, "And you never wondered why?" And then just walk back.
Zing.
That's awesome.
Anybody ever tell you what an amazing bass player you are? You never wonder why?
So awesome.
That's Chet. He was one of a kind, an amazing guy. So anyway, all right, time for your national anthem.
That's very cool. And
Do you know that one?
Are you kidding?
but right before we start singing it though, thank you so much, Tim.
My pleasure.
Thank you,
Thank
Joe.
you for having me. I'm sorry I didn't come prepared.
You're welcome.
Being at
You
CDX
were-
Nashville
you
I have
were-
a
is
guitar pick
really
in my
cool.
pocket.
You were awesome without being prepared.
Yes.
Thank you.
Joe,
For those that have
Thank
started
you.
late,
yeah.
we invited Tim, and he was like, when he walked in the door, I said, "Where's your guitar?"
He's like, WTF?
I know.
yeah.
I just expected him to bring a guitar,
As usual, we were underprepared and overconfident.
I
Yeah.
just thought I was coming to hang and have a fireball.
So the end
Always
of
happy to play, though.
every Fireball Friday, we always do "Oh Canada." We don't play
No
it.
key.
We just sing it.
When you
Acapella.
start- Oh, I know acapella. but I wonder- Okay, go ahead.
Heck, I don't know.
Go ahead.
We just sing it.
All
All right, you ready? Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in our son's command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on God for thee. And God to keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on God for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on God for thee. Good night, everybody. We will see you next Friday at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central, and love to y'all. And Joe, you need to hit stop live
Stop.
on the top right-hand
Otherwise,
corner,
we'll
the red
keep recording
the
these
red
forever.
button. And once again,